Hey everybody. So I am starting finally a new project. Um, I bought an RV, has a gooseneck hitch on it, and my truck does not have a gooseneck receiver on it, or a ball, or whatever you call it. So I purchased one. I have a F-350. Let's put it in the background over there. That sexy beast. It's a 1993. Love this truck. Love how it drives. I love everything about it. Um, and I had a special order for its year. I called the two local RV places and asked them if they had it in stock. They said they don't carry that year, and they would have to order it, and they didn't know how long that would take. So I called the company directly. I got the B&W hitch, gooseneck hitch. You can add a bunch of other hitches to it, and as far as making it into a fifth wheel hitch or whatever. So it was $600. That was with shipping. Well, they shipped for free, but with tax and everything, it ended up being about, I think, 601. And it came in, and when I called and talked to the RV places near me, it was going to be between $1,200 and $1,900 for them to purchase it and put it in. So basically, when I called and asked them what would just the labor be to install it, because I started getting a little intimidated, very intimidated actually, it was going to be $650 for them to install it. I went and started looking at all the videos, and that they could not do it right now because of the virus issues that are going on, and it's not considered essential. So that leaves me in a position where I have to put it in myself if I am going to go pick up this RV. The other thing that I've done is I've looked around and called some places to see if I can get somebody to deliver the RV for me. And so far I've gotten no calls back on that. The gentleman I'm buying it from, who is in Montana, offered to bring it all the way to my house, and I was like, yes, that's awesome. Sorry, I'm fidgety. That'll work. That'll be perfect. And then Montana put in an order, or whatever they call it, to, if you live in Montana and you leave Montana and you come back, you need to do a 14-day quarantine, and he works for the government. So, as far as his integrity is, he would need to quarantine himself, and he just can't do that right now. So that, again, puts me back in the position where I need to figure this out. So it came with instructions and a little booklet that has some random stuff in it. And I watched tons of videos. I just basically spent the whole week looking at every video that has to do with installing this hitch. And I am very intimidated. I'm actually terrified of it. And I am not a mechanic. This is not going to be a how to do it video. Mainly what this video, I'm hoping, turns out to be is a video on facing your fear of doing something new and doing it. And, like I said, I have put this off. I'm supposed to pick this RV up on Saturday. It is Thursday. Apparently, the RV shop said it takes them 4.5 hours to put it in. The videos that I've watched that are from the manufacturer say it takes less than an hour. So, who knows? I guess we'll find out. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it took me 4.5 hours or 2 days to do it, but I'm surprised that the RV place would take so long, since this is basically what they do. So, this hitch, holy cow. Okay, I'm going to turn this around and show you this hitch. It's super high quality. It's very, very, very heavy. Okay, so the hitch comes in 2 boxes, and they are heavy. I'm talking probably 60 pounds. Here's the hitch box. Now, this is specifically made for my 1993 Ford F-350, And then this second box also comes in it. I've already opened it up. I looked at it. Like I said, I've been super intimidated, and I just don't want to do it wrong, because there's a lot of money invested in here. But like I said, these, you know, there's not a lot of pieces to it. You get this big bag of bolts. I mean, this is even freaking heavy. Look at the bolts on this sucker. This is supposed to be the basically the best hitch that you can purchase for this, I guess, installing yourself and putting on your vehicle. There were some things that they had in their videos, this, which I would lovingly call a persuader, and you wanted to pick up a can of whatever color paint your vehicle is. You're going to need a tape measure, apparently. I saw some guy use one of those. And then torque wrenches, which I picked up at Harbor Freight. Okay, so that's basically what the hitch looks like. Yeah, it's very, very heavy. I would say they both probably weigh 60 pounds. I have no idea what the weight is, but they're heavy. And then you get the directions. The written directions, I think, is what really intimidated me when I started reading over them. And then I went back to watching videos of it and seeing, basically they give you an online tutorial of how to put this in, and that does not look hard. That looks fairly simple. But when I started reading the directions, I got very intimidated. So I've got to get on this. I really want to go get this RV Saturday. The gentleman said he would meet me at the Montana-Idaho border, and that we can just swap it from there. And then I have basically a downhill slide. I have towed many trailers. I've been towing horses and livestock and all of that since I was 16 years old. So I'm not concerned about towing, but I have never driven or towed a fifth wheel or a gooseneck trailer. So I'm sure there's a little bit of difference in that, but yeah, I guess I have to get on this. I'm so nervous. You have to cut a hole in the bed of your truck. So they want you to start with that. So they have you jump straight into the scariest part of this entire ordeal, which is cut a giant 4-inch hole in the center of your truck. And then there's no going back from that. Some of the videos showed that the tires were taken off. I'm not going to be able to do that because I don't have they're torqued on. These were put on at the tire place, and I'm not going to be able to get those off. They're very tight. I don't know. I might try and see. But for that, it's only to make it easier. It's only to make it simpler for the stuff to slide in. These brackets to slide in there. So I did crawl under my truck. Like, I'm telling you, I've been working on this for a week. I crawled under the truck. I looked at everything. It's a 1993, so it's really easy to work on, and everything's very accessible. And everything, I looked under the truck and found everything that they were talking about in the different videos. And then I came in and I gave the dogs baths and cleaned my room, reorganized that, started cooking stuff, anything other than coming out here and doing this, because I'm scared. I'm scared of it. I am not a mechanic. So, okay, wish me luck. And I did pull out my GoPro and I'll video it. But again, this is not a tutorial on how to do it. It's just, this is the next step that I'm doing for my farm. And I'll be living in this RV while I'm building the barn and the apartment over the barn. And then I'll move into that, and then I'll be building the house. So I'm challenging myself. I'm learning all kinds of new things, and learning to just kind of move past it. so I started drilling, and I just have this little battery drill, and it's not strong enough. It is getting through, just not all the way and busting through. I literally thought that I had, oh, can't see anything, that I had a plug-in drill here, but apparently it is in storage somewhere. So I am hoping that I can get, crazy lady hair, get this punched through, because this is literally step one. You cannot do anymore until you've done step one. Cannot go to step two if you haven't done step one. So if I can't get this hole punched in, then I'm going to have to wait until the kids get back, like 5 o'clock. So that's not fun. But I'm charging the battery up again, and maybe I can just work at it that way and get it punched through. So this part is taking a little bit longer, but it is actually a part that you will see, because this is a sunk in hitch. So you will see that edge. So it really needs to look nice, or the whole thing will just look really crappy. So I'm going to take my time at it. I'm going to just charge the battery back up and see if we can get punched through the rest of the way with the next charge. So we'll see how we do. Wish me luck. Okay, so I got a new drill. Finally got that sucker picked up. Okay, we've got the 4-inch hole dug cut out. Step 2, remove the heat shield. So let's go figure that one out. I'm gonna shrink you guys down. Maybe you'll be able to see. Boy, I truly hope that I did that in the right spot. Because my heat shield is not in the way like on some of these others. No, I literally wasn't recording. So I'm removing my heat shield. That's this piece. But I can't get back to those bolts back there. And so I may have to just cut it off. I'm going to go get the cordless drill and see if I can get that up in there. But this part juts out a lot. So it's at an angle, so you wouldn't be able to do a direct cutout, drilling straight. There were a couple of people that were saying in their videos that you would have to just cut that out if it was tucked in there, but Fords normally have it's just taped, basically sticky side, and you just rip it off. It's not like you put it back on, so I may have to just cut that. So I guess I'm gonna have to go get some cutters. Okay, y'all, second trip to the store to get some tin snips. I don't have any. Trying to get the heat plate off of the truck, heat shield off of the truck, and I happen to have a metal one. The older Fords were built better. And I have to cut it off because I can't get to the back bolts to unscrew it. So and this was mentioned in a couple of videos that you might have to do that if you actually had a metal one. So that's what I'm doing. No, watch out. There you see. Don't stand that close. Stand over there or stand over here, but not directly behind me. That's not heavy because it's not full. Watch that hole. Okay, so I definitely need a second set of hands to put the first bar in. I haven't gotten that done yet, but I am getting ready to hardwire my brake controller into my truck. The wiring is all already set up. He just had a different brake controller in here, and I don't know what brand that is, so I couldn't buy that brand. So now I just need to switch that out. This is not a big deal. I have done this kind of thing, so it's not too harsh. But that first bar is definitely kicking my hiney. And every video that I watched, they said a second set of hands would really be nice on this. It's not really nice. You have to have them. There's like no way. Anyway, I'm gonna get this hard wiring done. I will get this done. I've only got a couple more hours of Friday left. so that I can go get my trailer tomorrow. Very excited. Okay, peace out. Okay, so I got that guy put in and hardwired him in. That is the brake controller. Oh, not far enough down. Okay, so this is our cross member, which we had to custom fit. We had to cut off about 10 inches, which was in the instructions that you could do if you had that guy in the way. And this is our giant 1-inch bolt that we got bolted in, and we got one of the bolts in the side, and then we'll need to re-drill the hole in that one so that that bolt can fit in there. That's the same on both sides on that, so I can definitely do that part myself. Go under. Again, I'm way too far down. Oh, can't see anything from there. There we go. There's the actual plate that's been put in. All 6 of those bolts are hand tightened, so I'll need to wrench them down today. I'm going to show you how we held that center part up. So I have these wooden sides, and came up with the idea of just using a ratchet strap, and it slips down through there and holds it up in place so that neither one of us had to hold it, because that thing weighs an insane amount. While I got that all bolted. So today I'm gonna have to take all of these off, because you can't tow a 5th wheel with that on, because when you turn, it actually can turn over the bed of the truck. So that needs to come off. Those all need to come off. I need to tighten everything. So here's this side. It's the same. We got the big giant 1-inch bolt and the smaller 1/2-inch bolt in there. This one needs to be drilled, so I need to drill that. We also had to cut that. It's the exact same. This piece was different than all the videos that I had seen of this being put on, and we cut that with a shoot, I forgot what that tool is called. It'll come to me. So that was very different than any of the other videos that I have seen. So I've got to drill those holes. I've got to drill the holes here and here for my chains to hook onto. So that's got to be drilled. Those other 2 holes need to be drilled. These need to be cut off. And everything just needs to be tightened up, and then we are done. So right now I would say we have about 4.5 hours into it, even though it's been over 3 days worth of doing it. It's been a little bit here and there. All of my actual tools are in storage, so I've had to stop and go run and get tools. So I will definitely lay out what tools I needed to put this in, so that you can be a little bit more prepared and have everything ready, so you don't have to do it over a few-day period. For instance, I had to go, because I hardwired that in, I had to go buy the tool to strip the wires and do all that. So, you know I have like 3 of those, but in storage, not here. So I had to go run into Walmart and buy those. I had to buy 10 snips, really big pry bar. So the cute little persuader bar hammer that I bought absolutely was not enough. This took 2 people. There's no way I would have been able to do it on my own. We ended up using well, anyway, I'll show you all the tools once I get done. with that. So that is my mission for today, is to get everything tightened up, those holes drilled, which I may need to run to the store and buy a 1/2-inch drill bit, because I think the one that I have is a little bit too small, but I'm going to use it and see first if it is or it isn't. At this point, am I glad that I did it myself, or do I wish I would have taken it in and had it done? I'm absolutely glad that I did it myself, because it was going to cost $650 for them to do it. So I've basically paid myself $300 a day at this point to put it in myself. And it is very doable. There's just a couple of points where you're going to need 2 people. So, yeah, I highly recommend putting it in on your own. The instructions are very good. There are so many videos on how to actually do it, and I definitely picked up a bunch of tips from watching those. So, you know, YouTube is our friend. All right, I'm gonna get busy on bolting the rest of these up. Okay, so here's basically all of the tools that we used. 4-inch hole saw, hole driller, all minus that. 10 snips whenever I did the electrical. This was my beginner persuader. This was what I used after I realized that was absolutely not going to work. We use this tail end to smack that in. Could have gotten away with not using these if I had the right tools, the right sizes that I could find of these. This 1/2-inch hole, this drill, more of this large bar versus a small one, but we did use both. 10 snips, these guys for the 1-inch bolts, and I used this to jimmy up to hold the thing. But there we have it. I have this now in my truck. Okay guys, finished up warming up the truck, getting ready to go. Got the hitch in. There are a few 3 springs missing out of the kit, which are just to keep your tie down brackets from rattling. So I'll message them and get new springs sent. And other than that, we're done. We got it in. It's good. Super happy about that. Would I do this again? I would. It was difficult. It was hard. Physically, it was very hard, but I am completely out of shape, so there's that. But getting those cross brackets in took a lot of force, which is probably why they don't ever show it in any of the videos. But we did it. I mean, my son helped, so we spent 3 hours last night working on it and got those cross brackets in and everything basically bolted, hand tightened bolted. And then today I tightened everything else down and added the rest of the stuff that needed to be added. So I probably worked on it for at least another hour. So all in all, I'd say it took me 5 hours to get it done, spread over 3 days, because I had to run and go get tools. So I would highly recommend spending one day making sure you have absolutely everything and then getting started on it, because I did a lot of running to the store and picking up tools because all my tools are in storage. So anyway, it is on. I am getting ready to head out and go pick up this RV. I'm super excited. Yeah, so faced a fear, and I'm super proud of myself right now that I did it. So yeah, that's about all I've got. It's a really nice hitch. All the parts are very, very heavy. Yeah, like really heavy. My son was like, I love that you think I'm this strong. So we took some ratchet strap and a 2x4 across the bed and attached the ratchet strap to that, sent it down through the hole and held that big plate up with that. So that worked really well. That's probably my one tip that I did not see in anything else. that any of the other videos. They either held it up or had someone else hold it up or something. I don't know. I just used the 2x4 and it worked, and kept everything up there nice and snug and safe while you're under there putting in the bolts. So awesome, pretty excited, loving my new hitch. Okay, so I did a thing. Here is my new little toy hauler RV. So the living section is about 20 feet long. Oops. Little drawer came out. There's the kitchen. Cute little bathroom. It's in really good condition. I'm super pleased. And then we have a garage because it's a toy hauler, and it came with, I'll show my finger, ready for the motorcycle. And that up there is another queen size bed, I think, that can come down. Super cute. Got a really good deal on it. That's it.